Today's clip is from a coaching call I had yesterday with a student who was trying to understand why clients pose objections when it's time to close them and what those objections actually mean. Here's the clip.
I understand what you mean. I know when I first started out, I looked at customer objections as something that was a little frustrating. Through my eyes, I was looking at it as I really wanted to help these businesses. I really wanted them to succeed, and they were just putting barriers in front of our path in working together. But over the years, what I've come to realize is customer objections are actually a great thing. Customer objections tend to indicate that the customer is engaged in seeing the value of the solution. They're willing to continue down the path of evaluating if you're the right person to help them solve the problem that you're trying to solve for them. If they didn't believe in that, they wouldn't provide you with any objections. They'd say, hey, you know what? Yeah, thanks. Send me some information. I'll get back to you, which any freelancer knows is usually code word for that is the last time you're probably going to talk to that person. So the fact that a customer is coming back to you with some form of an objection is usually a way of them communicating, I want to do business with you, but I need to understand this aspect first. They are seeing some sort of barrier and obstacle that you might not have addressed or you might not have communicated or acknowledged, and they're bringing it to your attention so you can help them see how that's not a barrier or an objection. Does that make sense? Yeah, close. So the way I look at customer objections is they're actually a driving force towards the outcome of getting the sale or closing the customer. Because when a customer gives you an objection, generally that's code for if you answer this or if you help me understand this, I will buy from you. Or if they don't end up buying, it gives you that insight for the next customer to understand that this might be something that they're concerned with, right? So anytime that a customer poses an objection or challenges you in terms of what you're offering or wants to know more, look at that through the lens of they are trying to do their due diligence in working with you. They wouldn't do that if they didn't want to work with you. If they, in their mind, see it as this person can't help me, they're going to do whatever they can to end that conversation as quick as possible and get on with their lives and get on with the day. The simple fact that they are providing you with objections means they are actively trying to evaluate it, right? I'd encourage you to think the last time you asked someone a question outside of a selling context where you were maybe buying something, why did you do that? Did you do that because you weren't interested? Or did you do that because you were trying to evaluate and mentally make a model that justified you working with that person, right? Yeah, exactly. So what I'd recommend if you're speaking with a customer and you're finding they're just posing a lot of objections, pause for a moment and try and look at it through the lens of empathy. Try and empathize with them and understand what's motivating them to present that objection. What aren't they seeing? The more questions that a customer asks, the higher the chance of you closing them as a customer. I'm sure there's some exceptions where they just ask questions and waste time, but it's very rare. Most of the time, when a customer asks a question, the deeper the question or the more significant the question they're asking, the more seriously they're evaluating your service offering. So no matter how frustrating or no matter how difficult it seems to make the situation, look at it through the lens of they're actually guiding you towards the end of getting of buying from you or making the sale or making the purchase. Because through their lens, they're just trying to check off every box of any potential risk or any potential aspect they don't understand. So whenever you get faced with customer objections, I encourage you to do what I do. Get a little excited because it gives you the opportunity to understand what that customer is saying. It gives you the opportunity to understand what's motivating them to want to do business with you. What aspect or what barriers do you have to overcome, and do you have to explain to them and help them see in order for them to want to work with you, right? One common thing that comes up is price. This is one of the most common objections that you'll see. A customer will object to a price. Most of the time when that happens, it's because they don't understand the value. So because they don't understand the value, the way they're trying to rationalize it to themselves is, if I don't understand the entirety of this, what is something I can understand that'll help me mitigate my risk? So they tie it back to price, because if the price is generally lower than all the potential risks that could exist, they might say, you know what, yes, let's just go ahead and work together. Even if it goes bad, they're not going to lose too much, right? But the key to being able to provide services for a premium price is to ensure you understand your customer's needs, and customer objections are the best way to do that, because they give your customer the ability to communicate directly with you and tell you what aspect of your product or service or offer that they don't understand, and create an opportunity for you to convince them that that's how you're going to create value for them. Does that make sense?
I hope you found that clip useful. Let me know in the comments below, how do you overcome your client objections? And more importantly, do you see client objections as a good thing or a bad thing? As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I release videos every Wednesday morning. If you're a freelancer, first-time business owner, or entrepreneur struggling to solve a challenge in your business or startup, in the description below, you'll find a link for a free one-on-one strategy session with me. It's not a sales pitch. We're going to dive deep into the main problems you're facing in your business, as well as put together a step-by-step plan to get you where you need to be for 2021.